Hey there, thanks for your time on the call yesterday. I wanted to share with you what this loan would look like on that $3 million house that we spoke of. So we're going to dig in real quickly here. I'll keep this short and sweet. $3 million value, 2.7 million loan. So they only put 10% down. This loan will allow us to go up to $3 million with $3 million loan amount, up to $4 million on exception. And we're going to compare it against a 6.5% jumbo loan, 30-year amortizing loan. All right. Next page, we're going to go and say that this client puts about 12.5 into their checking account weekly. That could be husband, wife, spouses, partners, household income going into the financial ecosystem of the house, the checking account. And then we're just going to make an assumption that this client spends roughly $21,000 on the house between that mortgage payment and the taxes and insurances. And of what's left, 30% gets saved, and roughly the balance is spent on cars, food, entertainment, travel, etc. All right? And then we're just going to tell the algorithm to do its thing and see what the result is. So in this particular scenario, and each one is different, and this is only for qualified borrowers, not everyone's going to qualify, but for those who do, on this particular scenario, they'll pay off the house in 10.5 years versus 30. Excuse me. At the end of that time, they'll own the house free and clear. They'll have a $2.7 million line of credit free and clear. They only make 126 payments versus 360, and we're saving them just shy of $2 million in interest expense. This is the biggest no-duh loan on the planet. It is absolutely crazy. And if we dig in further, my comparison effective APR is 3.158 on this particular scenario versus the 6.5%. It absolutely destroys a 30-year amortizing loan as long as the client has more money than month. And what's really interesting to me is the wealth accumulation piece. So we're going to assume that, let's say that it's a younger, somebody in their mid-30s, they figure they're going to work till their mid-60s, 30 years, and so they were comfortable making a 30-year commitment on this house. Let's say that now, because they've cleared up after only 127 payments, they've cleared up the mortgage payment. What do they do with that money? So let's say they then start depositing that into another wealth building vehicle, stock market, something like that. And let's say the housing in Vegas goes up on average of 4% a year. All right, just so now we're just going to update the results. And oops, I just deleted that. All right, 1 second. Sorry about that. 7.5, and I think we said 4 here. And look what happens. Now that client can hate you all the way to the bank for introducing them to me, because now their total net worth has gone from only $9 million on the house, almost $10 million on the house, to $18.7 in additional wealth accumulation by simply then reinvesting this money that would have been going to a house payment and instead putting it into other wealth generating vehicles. Crazy. Absolutely the most amazing and most powerful loan I have ever come across. And what's really interesting for realtors is clients pay down the house so quickly that they end up coming back to their realtors to start buying investment properties and second homes. Because if you look at, like, let's say this after 24 months, they've built up another $330,000 in equity on the line that they're then able to simply stroke a check. So they could use that as down payment on another property, and we finance it either with a DSCR loan or some sort of non-QM or conventional financing, whatever they're trying to buy. It's the most powerful loan I've ever come across in my 20 plus years in the industry. Hit me up with any questions. I went all in, like I said. I immediately changed the trajectory of my entire mortgage business to go after the Home Select, and I own GoHomeselect.com. You can learn a lot more there about how this loan works. The video on the second page, the 20-minute video, is a PowerPoint that really gets into the nuts and bolts about how this thing works. Hit me up with any questions, 805-231-1644. Talk soon.